Hey, so amazing. You see how they playing? Live wire, it's all about sports and entertainment. You don't want to miss it, so official like you never seen. Keep it going till the whistle blowing from the referee. Everything from highlights and stats. You know that we gotta run it back, whether on the field or the court. You know that this is where it's at. Subscribe, no delaying. This is Live Wire, sports and entertainment. Let's go.
All right, what's good, everyone? Welcome to another Live Wire Sports Media Update. All right, so there's been a lot of discussion for the last couple of days talking about the Rookie of the Year race and the race between Clark and Angel Reese. All right, so I'm here to tell you and share some light. There's a lot of people that on X and stuff keep saying, well, the Rookie of the race is far from over. All right, so apparently they're looking at double-doubles. All right, they're looking at double-doubles. That's what it is. You know what I'm saying? And not saying what Angel Reese ain't doing isn't impressive and, you know, she rebounding and all of this good stuff. But when you compare the two, skill set, there ain't none. There ain't none because Caitlin is an all-around player. Angel Reese is a great defender. She's a good defender and she's a great rebounder. She rebounds her ass off. I give her that. She's a rebounding machine. But the only reason why they both in the same breath of the conversation is because, you know, the story from them going from college all the way up to now. And if you speak on Angel Reese, you're speaking on Caitlin Clark. If you speak on Caitlin Clark, you're speaking on Angel Reese. But there's a lot of validity to that. If you look at what Caitlin Clark is doing with, especially with her numbers, she's breaking numbers. If it ain't assists, it's three-point scoring, and she's double-doubling. She's having a 2010 streak going on right now. So all of these things take place. All of these things take place because of what she's doing. Now, Angel Reese just had, you know, the last two games, not the games she played, but the games before then, she had two games where she didn't shot perfectly well. She ended up playing she played the Phoenix Mercury, the first game out, they lost. She ended up playing the LA Sparks. They had a great shooting there. Then she played the Phoenix Mercury again and lost by 20. Now she had a 20 rebound game and had 19 points. Almost had a 20-20. All right. So everybody was hyping on that and said, oh, she once had a 20-20. But her team got blown out by 20 points. Now we go back a few games back before the break. Caitlin Clark had a 19-assist game against the Dallas Wings. And she had over 20 points. She almost had her 2020 game, first 2020 game. So, but she has recorded her injuries, has recorded her 20th double-double. I think she's 3 away from breaking Tina Charles' record. And she's averaging 12.3 rebounds a game. Just Angel Reese Wilson is averaging 12 rebounds a game. So she's not that far off. Angel Wilson, though, to be the leader, Angel Wilson will have to average almost 13 or 14 rebounds a game. That's just how much she has to overtake Angel Reese for the leader. But we just witnessed Caitlin Clark breaking Tisha Pennintendo's rookie career assist record of 225 assists, right? And in the same game, she broke Tamika Catchings' 3-point field goals made. I think it was 76, and Caitlin she shot, 3 threes in the game because she came in. It was 77. She had 73, so she got, 79 total. But she's going to continue to make that mark, too, the way she shoots. Now, when you look at what the teams are in playoff contention, you know what I'm saying, is that, hey, this is where it's at. Fever is 7th. They got a chance to move to 6th. Sky is now 8th, but they're reeling, and you got a surging Atlanta Dream. It's all going to make it perfectly clear because of what the team has looked like. You know what I'm saying? But I have an interesting video of Dan Patrick speaking on the rookie of the year. He pretty much put this to bed. And like I was saying, it's not close because the media are trying to make it close or narrative, but everybody realizing that this rookie of the year race is completely over. Take a listen.
By the way, speaking of basketball, Caitlin Clark now has the rookie record, the history of the WNBA, as she's now going to try to set the all-time record, but 12 games to go. Now, this is happening exactly how I scripted it. I told you this is going. They loaded up the schedule, front-loaded Caitlin Clark on a bad team, the worst team because they drafted her, number one. They were going to load up against better competition, and she played an entire college basketball season, and she didn't play well. And I said at the time she didn't deserve to be on the Olympic team. And at the time I felt that. But she got rest. The schedule, not as demanding, and now you're seeing Caitlin Clark. And for everybody who talked about, she's just a shooter, she's already set the all-time rookie assist record. For somebody who's the greatest scorer in college basketball history, and she is an incredible... See, I think that was lost on a lot of people. Her ability to be able to find the open person, it's something that you're born with. And if you're one of her teammates and she's coming in, and I said at the time, she will try to ingratiate herself as a teammate by passing first instead of shooting first. And that's exactly what's happened. And she's played incredibly well. They've played incredibly well. And I know we want to make this the Rookie of the Year debate. Angel Reese is a wonderful player. She just had 20 rebounds. She's a double-double, guaranteed. Absolutely. But anybody who tries to sell you on this is selling you on something to get clicks. That's all this is. This is a phenomenon. Caitlin Clark is a phenomenon. And if I said to any of these people who think Caitlin Clark is not the Rookie of the Year, I'd say, who would you want to start your franchise with? Now, I'm not going to put Asia Wilson in there. I'm just saying between these two. Angel Reese is a wonderful player, but she does not compare to what and who Caitlin Clark is when she's on the basketball floor. Plain and simple. But we want to make it a debate, and I think that's just to get clicks. And look, Angel Reese, there's nothing that she does where you go, did you see her? Other than she plays really, really hard, and I liken her game to Moses Malone. Moses Malone was relentless. So it's not that I don't appreciate who she is or how she plays. There is no one like Caitlin Clark in the history of the WNBA. I mean, you had somebody who was the all-time leading scorer in college basketball history who plays for Las Vegas, and nobody talked about her. Nobody talked about Kelsey. Wonderful player. Nobody talked about her. Caitlin Clark is just different. And you saw that yesterday. Again, they beat a good team, and she was great. But her ability to get her teammates involved is what's going to stand out to me with her rookie season, to remind you of just how great she is seeing the floor. Yes, Paulie.
And how much does the WNBA like it? The Indiana Fever look like they're going to make the playoffs. They've been winning. They're in the 7th spot right now. If the playoffs were now, the first round would be Connecticut Sun versus Indiana Fever. And that's pretty good. That will play nationally.
Well, that was the first game of the season of her career.
Yeah.
Was against Connecticut. Yes, Marvin?
And next season, the WNBA All-Star Game is going to be in Indianapolis.
Is
good
that
idea?
a good thing? Paulie said no.
I didn't think you needed to do it. The Clark goes wherever the All-Star Game is. You didn't need to necessarily have. You don't need to grow the game in Indiana right now. They're all good in Indianapolis with the state of the WNBA. Okay. I'd have taken Caitlin Clark and brought her to another city, whatever it may be. And I know it's a layup, no pun, to have it in Indiana. They're going to get a monster turnout. But I'd rather have her on the road bringing her game and everyone else's game to another city.
All right, so you you listened, you heard what Dan Patrick had to say. And like he said, there's no shade against Angel Reese and her game because, like us, we all said, we acknowledge that there's a lot she needs to work on in her game, especially like shooting and being more efficient under the rim and finishing under the rim. At times you see her just sling shots up to, you know what I'm saying? And it's purposely like she slings the shot up to hit the backboard so she could jump back into play to get her own rebound for an easier two. As she was really worked on her game, say she worked on her game over the All-Star break to where she finished and make easy layups. Now, yeah, they show clips of her in practice making these shots, but it doesn't translate into the damn game. You know what I'm saying? And people sit there, they come out here and post some videos of her and say, oh, she's cooking. She's in the practice. She's working on her game. And I'm not saying she might not be working on her game. But when you look at her game in practice and then you see it on the floor, the shit does not translate at all. That's like a quarterback practicing all training camp, and then he goes in the game, and the shit does not look the same. If you look at Caitlin Clark, her game still looks the same from when she came to college. But I take it a step forward. I think it has improved throughout these games. You know what I'm saying? Because you look at her coming back, especially in the Storm game. She hit a floater with something she wanted to work on. She spoke highly about working on that. Then you saw her took a mid-range. When her three is one thing about Caitlin Clark, she changes her game in the game. If her three-point game is not working, what she did early in the season, she would just take the three and that was it. Now, as games went on, you see it more. She will drive to the basket, get a bucket and a foul. Then she's starting to pull up. Now she's starting to take what the defense give her to get a floater. The more she starts doing these two things, it's going to make her even more unguardable because now you got to worry about the pass. Something I said in my last video is that you got to worry about the pass. You still got to worry about her shooting, and you got to worry about where she at on the floor at all times. That makes her a dangerous asset. A lot of people say that she makes her teammates better. Yeah, because look what's happening with this team. Kelsey Mitchell shooting at a high clip percentage because now she don't have to have the ball in her hand as a dominant player. She could catch and shoot, and drive to the basket, and run out on fast breaks, get easy buckets. That makes her percentage of field goal percentage higher. You know what I'm saying? And then she's hitting wide open three-point shots. So that even makes her percentage even higher because she don't have to worry about being the sole guard. Caitlin takes all the gravity from her. Look at what Lexi Hall just did. Look what Aaliyah Boston is doing. Leah Boston now is redefining her game because now she's being a post passer, not just a post scorer. Because now teams gonna look for her to score, but at the same time, she's gonna look out for the open people. So you got to look at all of these things in a fashion and continue to acknowledge what she's doing. And I'm gonna show you a little clip real quick before I go into my next one. Now, this is Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese statistical stats up to date for right now. The only stat that Angel Reese is leading in right now is rebounding. Caitlin Clark is obliterating her in every category because Angel Reese's game is not that. She might take a couple of threes, but her three-point percentage, when she did that against the Storm, everybody said, oh, she's taking threes. But they're not relying on her. If you look at how her team is make up, and then you look at the steals per game, the steals per game is about even. And so you wonder why, well, hey, what is the deal? Angel Reese, and then if you think about it, if Camila Cardozo wasn't on her team, she wouldn't be getting the rebounds that she get. She gets it because she got Camila Cardozo on that team. I mean, you can say the same. Can you say the same thing for Caitlin Clark? Even if Kelsey Mitchell was on the team, she still would be scoring, but she would probably have another option of person scoring on the team. But Kelsey Mitchell and her balance each other out. You know what I'm saying? So it makes it very interesting. Then another thing you got to look at too is that where these teams are at right now. Caitlin Clark is in the MVP conversation right now because of her play, her production. Her usage is higher than Angel Reese right now. You know what I'm saying? And you used to say, well, hey, win percentage, Angel Reese has a better win percentage. That don't mean shit, because if you have a better win percentage and your team still ain't winning games, that don't even make sense. It doesn't even add up. But then I'm gonna allow you to listen to what Shannon had to say, because Shannon Sharp spoke clearly about, and you can just tell he has become a Caitlin Clark fan. But you know how it is with working with ESPN. They say one thing and they come out the next day, they change their tune. But I'm gonna let you listen to what Shannon had to say.
Quick take, Caitlin Clark adding another milestone, her latest coming Sunday in the Indiana Fever's 92-75 win over the Seattle Storm, as she broke the WNBA single-season rookie mark for assists. Stephen A.
She's the real deal. Listen, I believed in her from day one. You knew that she would only get better and better. She's averaging 17.8 points this season, 41% shooting, 33% from three-point range, leading the league in assists. Her last 5 games, Shannon, 22.5 points per game on 46% shooting, 11.4 assists per game. They've won 4 of their last 5, and now the Indiana Fever are 7th place overall and in playoff positioning. Caitlin Clark is real. She's coming, and I still contend she should have been on Team USA, Shannon. You saw the attendance for Team USA compared to everybody else. If she was on that team, that wouldn't have been a problem. I stand by my position from day one. She's real.
Where are the people that Stephen A? Oh, she don't do this. She not gonna do that. Let her cook. It got so bad yesterday, the Seattle Storm, they pulled their starters so she couldn't get that double-digit assist record 3 consecutive games with at least 20 points and 10 or more assists. They pulled their starters, and then Skylar Diggins, Fake Smith, her last name, she bumped into her, sped up. Let her cook. But if I'm Caitlin Clark, I'd have told Skylar Diggins, get your coat, your brim, and get on out of my gym. Let her cook. I want to know what y'all saying now, because she is legit. She's better, Stephen A. She's better than I thought she would soon. I thought she would be good. You and I both said she's going to be good because she got 2 skill sets. She can score the basketball and she can assist the basketball. So if one is not going, the other one will. But a lot of people say, oh, this and that. Let her cook. Y'all stop being petty. Stop being catty, because she like a double-edged sword. She cutting tail left and right, and it's bothering y'all, and I see it. Let's go, Caitlin. Hey, do me a favor, CC. Send your favorite uncle a jersey with your autograph on it, and I'll wear it.
All right, so that's it. Now, I'm going to finish this video on this note, because a couple of people I follow on Facebook, and they put out a very profound information real quick. So shout out to Nate Anderson. He said that he was one of the ones that told you that the Fever went from worst to playoff hunt. He said the Fever are built around CC, and you're starting to see it a little bit more, that they are built around Caitlin Clark. And 2 games below 500, and a very different team than was 5 games below 500 in the standings. And he said he laid out a very full story from the person who he was talking to, clear out, cut examples of the history of basketball, why turnovers aren't necessarily the indicator of poor play, but rather the indicator of high usage from offensive machines. She's still top 10 in the league in efficiency, and her assist turnover ratio is good as an MVP, Asia Wilson. And that is pretty clear. And that's why when people say, oh, well, what about her turnovers? Well, hell, Angel Reese is the most blocked player in the league, but that doesn't affect her. Caitlin Clark turnovers don't face. She averaging 5 turnovers a game. So I mean, and she's already her assist has went up more. So it's actually clipping that. You know what I'm saying? So you can't use the turnovers as that. Just like you can't use Angel Reese block shots. You get to be the blow spot player because they still put out. But Caitlin Clark has the ball in her hands so much. She had turnover issues when she was in college. Sure, she gonna have that. Michael Jordan had high turnovers. Steve Nash, Westbrook, LeBron James, Diana Taurasi, Sue Bird, they all had high turnovers. And they still won awards, Rookie of the Years. So why are we sitting here trying to make it so much of a fact that her turnovers is high? It doesn't make sense. I got one more for you. Anthony Cobb said, in today's game, the one with the ball holds the key to the city. CC is already Rookie of the Year because it's the media preference, and she's putting up points and assists to fit the narrative of and that she's the best we've seen. Media doesn't care about turnovers. AR has my vote early on due to CC's team being in a crapper. Now that they're climbing and past up Chicago comes down who's the better team and who's the better leader. Now I do believe something has changed the way the league is playing. CC Jordan rules are over. She's getting buckets like in college. So some of that is she's maturing, and some of it is less than on the defense. All right, I disagree with some of that because the fact of the matter is both of their teams were struggling in the beginning. You know what I'm saying? Both teams were struggling in the beginning. And Caitlin Clark already has beaten Angel Reese 2 out of the 3 times right now. They still got one more game to go later on, probably I think 2 weeks from now. So I don't think that because he voted for for Angel Reese early on, doesn't make her was the clear-cut winner favorite over her because Caitlin was breaking records before Angel Reese even got hot on her double-doubles thing. CC was already breaking records. Both of their teams wasn't doing good. They wasn't even in the playoffs. Yeah, then Angel Reese started, her team started winning, but that didn't make her the favorite at the time because there was no consistency. If you look at Angel Reese's team now, since they traded Marina Mabrey, now Kennedy Carter was the highest leading scorer. Now Carter doesn't even score the ball as much because now the ball is spread around to others that's less efficient than what they was. And that's going to be a problem for her team. CC's team is clicking on all cylinders because everybody's contributing and everybody knows their role. That's the difference. Nobody knows their role in Chicago. You know what I'm saying? Everybody knows their role on Indiana right now. But like I said before, this Rookie of the Race is over, man. There's no more discussion. You heard it from Dan Pantry. You heard it from Shannon Sharp. You heard it from myself. There's no more race, man. There's no more race. Until we realize it and stop following up what the media say or ESPN say or whoever says, we know. People who know basketball knows that this race is completely over. But they want to continue to hold on to the narratives like Dan Pantry say. But until then, continue to like, comment, subscribe. At the end of the day, I always say what I say. You know what it is. Live Wire Sports Media, and I'm out.
Hey, so amazing. You see how they playing? Live Wire, it's all about sports and entertainment. You don't want to miss it, so official like you never seen. Keep it going till the whistle blowing from the referee. Everything from highlights and stats. You know that we gotta run it back, whether on the field or the court. You know that this is where it's at. Subscribe, no delaying. This is Live Wire, sports and entertainment. Let's